Hi, thank you for taking the time to join me today. In this presentation, it'll probably be just over 20 minutes or so I won't keep you long, but I do appreciate your time is valuable. And there's just a few little tips in here on how I survived my breast cancer diagnosis. Now, there are a few things I want you to know before we start. You may already know breast cancer does not discriminate. Look at Olivia Newton-John, look at Kylie Minogue. Two of the Charlie's Angels had it in the 80s. Even Paul Stanley, the drummer for Kiss, he had it. Even Shirley Temple. So you see, it doesn't discriminate. And most importantly, the other thing I want you to keep in your head is this is not your fault. This is nothing you have done. It's not anyone else's fault. That is just what has happened, and you need to just accept that and get through this the best way you can. So just remember, it is not your fault. Okay, having said all that, let's get going, shall we? So you've been diagnosed with breast cancer. So you're thinking, oh my God, what now? So let me ask you a question. Would you like to know how to dig deep inside yourself and fight the fight of your life with all you've got? And would you love to finish this as a winner, knowing you didn't give up when the going got really tough? Well, guess what? You're definitely in the right place. This is for you if you are ready to fight for your life. And also you do not know the meaning of giving up. You have the strength to adjust to some really different circumstances in the routine of your daily life. And it is for you if you are capable of adjusting your mindset and attitude to achieve a positive outcome, which is what we are all looking for here. And it's not for you if you're going to operate on the, oh, poor me or why me theory. If you're going to withdraw into yourself and give up, or even blame other people or take it out on other people, this is not for you. And it's not for you if you're not capable of adjusting to a new set of circumstances. And once again, it's not for you if you're going to take this out on everyone else. So by now you're probably thinking, so why am I doing this? Well, it's because I have been exactly where you are right now, and I'd like to find individuals I can help who may be looking for a bit of extra support through this initial challenge. Those who are open to suggestions and willing to work with me as I give you advice, tips and tricks as you travel through this journey. And also people who can actually accept the cards that have been dealt and work towards a great future for yourself with your family and friends. In about the next 20 or so minutes, I'm going to show you how to and what considerations to take when telling your family and friends about what the doctor has just told you. How to manage your day-to-day schedule and how to reorganize your life and your mindset so you're not going into that daily stress anxiety mode, and you really don't need that. And then how to look after your body during the required treatments. So that means you're eating, your fitness, what's good for you and what is not so good for you. So here is why you need to know what I know. I have been where you are right now. I've experienced the whole gamut of treatment. I know how to stay calm, well, as much as you possibly can after the initial shock wears off a little bit, because I know for a fact that stressing will only make things worse physically and emotionally. I can tell you how to control the minority of things that you actually do have control over. There isn't a lot, but there are a few, and that gives you great satisfaction. I can tell you how everything feels and how I got through it all and how I am still going strong. And just letting you know, there's no obligation at all here today. All you need to do is listen and learn and take some comfort in the fact that someone outside your immediate circle wants to help you if you need the extra support. Remember, I've been there. And if you stay until the end, I've got a special gift which may just help you, give you a little bit more organisation in your life while you're going through this really tough time. So, are you currently making this harder on yourself than you need to? I know what it's like getting the news. It's like a major, and I mean huge, kick in the guts that takes the wind out of you. You immediately go into stress mode and you begin to face your own mortality. You don't know what you're going to do or where you're going to start. You're unsure of how you can possibly get through this. What are they going to do to me? What's going to happen to me? What about my hair? Will it all be gone? How sick am I going to get? And for how long? Will I still be able to go to work? I'm hearing you. As I said, I have been there. But it doesn't have to be that way, you know. It really doesn't. I can help you get through this. Look, more than likely, you have a fantastic support team behind you. Your family, your friends, and that's great because you really do need that at this time in your life. But sometimes too, you need to connect with people that are going through exactly the same thing as you are. So, you know, it does help to go a bit outside for a bit more support. And I can give you that all the way. And you can be in a group of people who are experiencing or have experienced exactly what you are going through right now. There is an easier way, so just stick around a while longer so you can learn some good practices to help you on a daily basis with a lot of the things you will need to know. But I will remind you, results are not typical. I don't know you, how you're really feeling, or how well you can put into practice what I advise you to do. Most people don't even get around to taking my advice, so then nothing changes for them, and that is such a waste. So what I talk about in this presentation takes a lot of different kinds of strength. As with anything we all attempt, there is always a chance of things not going to plan. That's life. And I'm in no way promising as to what I'm advising you here will meet your expectations. Everything ultimately is up to you. This is the first and very important thing you need to learn. Acceptance. Breast cancer does not discriminate, as I mentioned at the start of the webinar. So there's no point in looking at this as to why me, as you need to accept the cards you've been dealt and just look at this as a challenge and an opportunity to get stronger and stronger. And then, how do you tell your family? My advice is gently. Don't call mum, dad, your husband, partner, brother, sister, best friend with a panicked voice and crying and making no sense at all and blurting out your news. It's just going to confuse them and it's going to help absolutely no one. On the other hand, you need to tell them directly. Give them the facts of what the doctor has told you about the status of your condition and your diagnosis. But you will need to just compose yourself before you make this call or make the visit. And give them the prognosis. First the diagnosis, then the prognosis. Let them know as calmly as possible what you've been told will be the outcome by the doctor, but do not sugarcoat it. That won't help anyone at all. So then tell them what will happen next. Let them know what will be the first thing you will need to do, and then briefly go over what will be happening with the doctors and to you and what to expect in the next 3 to 6 months or so. And be sure they understand that you are expecting a positive outcome and that they should jump on board with this thinking as well. So let's talk now about meeting your new best friends. You're going to have a lot of new best friends. Now these will include, but obviously not limited to, depending on your situation, first of all, your GP. So your GP will be the one who will then send you to a specialist if they find something may be wrong. So the specialist will then let you know what needs to be done and the course of action you should take. Then you will need to talk to your surgeon and they will explain to you exactly what is going to happen. A breast care nurse, they will be at the hospital. They are fantastic human beings. They look after you fantastically. They're just great people. You'll like them. So your nurses in the chemo and radiation wards, they are very caring and they look after you as well. The radiographer, they're also very accommodating and very respectful of you. And then obviously you're going to have a lot of people that just want to know your story. Now, in my experience, it's better off just to tell them. You don't have to go into great detail, but just tell them what's happened to you and what is happening to you, and then they'll leave you alone. But if you try to keep things secret and that, it's only going to make it worse for you. Okay, let's talk about how to manage your day-to-day and how to reorganize your life a bit and adjust your mindset. You need to get yourself into a more disciplined daily routine with the cooking, the cleaning, the washing. You have to sort out how to deal with your appointments, especially if you are working. You will have to, if you are working, you will have to get your appointments or talk to your boss, something like that, because it's your health now that you're dealing with, and you will need to work around the appointments rather than the other way. You will need to ask for help from your family and friends. Family with your daily routine in the cooking, the cleaning, the washing. If you have kids, if they're a little bit older, they're going to have to step up and do a lot more than they may be doing now. You have to also look at not overdoing it yourself, because that won't do you any good physically. You will be dealing with your consultations, treatments, visits. So you will have to figure out some kind of way to organise that into your life and do a schedule, whether it be on your computer, your phone, reminders, something like that. And also, you'll need to put a plan in place for financial commitments because things will be costing you. The hospital, the anaesthetist, you will find there'll be a lot of bills coming in. So before this starts, it's probably wise to have a look at your finances and see if you have the money available. If not, how you're going to get it. So how exactly do you look after your body while you're receiving treatment? Well, you've got to eat healthy food for all your meals, appropriate exercise. Just ask your doctor or your specialist how much or what you should be doing. And what to do if you're at work. You need plenty of sleep. Take painkillers only if you really need them. And the things to stay away from include major stress, alcohol, and... Now, how can you benefit from this advice you've got today? Well, you should know in part about what to expect with some things and then how to make the necessary preparations in regard to running of your household, the chores, your exercise, what you can and can't do, and some eating habits and what is best for you. And then realise that not everyone's textbook and it will require lots of strength, patience and fortitude, to name but a few, on your part to handle exactly what you're facing. And hopefully you've gotten some good tips on what and what not to do and how to look after yourself. Well then, how did I do? Hopefully you've learned a couple of things at least today. How to and what considerations to take when you have to break the news to your family and your friends. This is not an easy task, so hopefully you got a little bit about how to do it from my advice. How to manage your day-to-day schedule and how to reorganise your life and your mindset. Your mindset is so important. There's a fair bit about that in my program. And just so you don't go into that daily stress and anxiety feeling, you really don't need that on top of everything else. And how you need to look after your body, especially during all the treatments you'll be getting. So good eating, a little bit of fitness, always ask your doctor, and what is beneficial and what are some of the things that are not so good for you as well. Now here's where I see an opportunity for you. From what I've already told you, you've got a great opportunity in making this a little bit easier on yourself, but once again, it is up to you. And working through what to expect and dealing with your emotions and mindset before going on this journey will set you up to go down this road in the best possible way you can. And isn't that really what you want? The best way possible for you, your family and your friends? And the good news is, it's not about whether you can do all of this right now. It's about whether you're prepared to follow simple step-by-step instructions on how to get through this. It's actually really about having the strength and determination to get through it all, take one step at a time, and learn the rest as you go. I can help you along the way. And it's about whether your desire to fight and win is strong enough. Because all it takes is having a big enough why. So exactly what do you need to win this fight? Well, you need to adopt the right attitude and mindset going in. I can't stress how important that is. I can give you some exercises to help you along the way with that. And you need to learn how to put your daily systems in place to ensure everything is easy as possible for yourself and your family on a daily basis. And you really need the right help to get you started with the initial stages of your diagnosis. So then you'll be equipped to handle what's ahead of you. So you're thinking, so what now? Well, it seems to me you have two choices. You can click away and just forget everything I've just told you, but it also means you won't have any kind of advantage by knowing what to expect. But if you really do want things to be the easiest way possible for you and your family, and to go through this with the best help possible, then here is how I may be able to assist. Would you like me to help you develop a plan to make sure you have the right mindset before you start your journey? Know what to expect and deal with it appropriately? And how to look after yourself, your body, your emotions, and your family during this time? And then, armed with this, you'll be much better equipped to deal with your emotions, your mindset, the daily life, your family, without feeling negative and pessimistic about the future. I offer this service because I've been where you are now, as you already know, and I really want to use my experience to help as many people as I can on the initial journey after diagnosis, by making it the best and most positive it can be for you. And if you find that my way of helping is valuable, you might want to check out what's included in my 4-week mini program at the link you see now on your screen. That will just give you some details of what's included in the program, and it involves my experiences and what helped me and how I dealt with a lot of things from the time I was diagnosed. You may find some very, very helpful hints in there. So just have a look and see what you think. But let me make something very clear. Please understand, I'm not offering you a sales pitch in disguise, but instead I would like to genuinely assist you and in some way, hopefully, give back to all the doctors and the nurses and medical people, everyone really, who helped me so much during my journey. I'm going to leave you with some last minute advice now. This is your life we're talking about here. So you really want to go through this with the best possible attitude you can muster. And don't forget your family and friends are going through this too. And you might be surprised how they are feeling. If you need help and support, I've got plenty of that. So don't delay. Make your choice now, because really, what is your life and happiness worth? And why wouldn't you get all the help that you possibly can? And if you feel you don't need any extra help, then that's quite okay too. I just want to say thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this and the time out of your day. And I wish you nothing but the best, and I wish you well in your journey and also in your future health and happiness. Have a great day, and bye for now.